Hey guys, just want to go over some CVT stuff. So first off, this is your clutch. These are clutch springs. This is in the back of your scooter. This is the same as a 2-stroke and 4-stroke. It's going to be just like this. A lot of models are going to be a little bit different, but you've got clutch springs. Some have 2, some have 3. So that's your clutch. Those are your clutch springs. This is your contra spring. This is in the back. This is between the rear pulley and the clutch, and then your bell sits on top of here. This keeps tension or pressure on the belt in the back and helps change the ratios as to which the transmission shifts. So your variator setup is this whole setup here. This is considered your ramp, and these are little sliders that go here to help it move in and out properly. This is your pulley, and these are your rollers. So what I hear a lot of is guys, okay, they put on a different pipe. So they put on a pipe on their bike that now moves the RPM where the power is made. Let's say it moves it from 5,000 to 8,000. These rollers, as you accelerate, they move out, and this is basically responsible for the rate of which your transmission is going to shift. So these rollers, you got stock ones, they're going to start moving out really soon because they think all the power is going to be made at, say, 5,000 RPM. Same with this spring back here. So when you change your exhaust to a higher revving pipe, what you need to do is change these rollers and make them lighter, because you want to keep this transmission in a shorter gear for longer. So this contra needs to be stiffer. You got to make sure you choose the right one depending on the kit that you use. Whether you have a big bore kit or whether you have a pipe, you need to make sure to tune your CVT as well to utilize that power. Your clutch springs, these are basically your stall. So these are going to control how high your motor revs before the clutch grabs. So if you have a kit that makes power at, or let's say your pipe turns on at 8,000 RPM or 9,000 RPM, and you've got springs in here that are made to turn on at, say, 4,500 to 5,000, you're going to have 3,000 RPM of just bog until the bike takes off. So you want to make sure to change these springs out for higher RPM or lower RPM. Give me a sec.
Oh, yeah.
So change these out to a higher RPM spring if you're doing a different pipe, different cylinder, or motor that makes more horsepower. And I'm just talking about 2-stroke right now. You want to change these to lighter rollers as well, because you want to keep this thing in a shorter gear for longer. So if you change your pipe, you change your big bore kit, you do anything that adds more power to your 2-stroke, you need to change minimum. You need to change your rollers, your clutch springs, and your contra, because all this stuff is designed to work at a lower RPM. So if you've got a bike and you've done a big bore kit, you've done a pipe, you need to make sure you've got to change all this stuff. That's why I tell people it makes sense to do it all at once. If you're going to build a bike, do it all at once, because say you get just an exhaust, and you change your rollers for the exhaust, you change your clutch springs, and you change your contra, and then you decide to get a big bore kit. Well, now you've got a big bore kit, you're going to need to most likely change your rollers again. Your contra probably needs to be changed again. Your clutch springs may or may not be the same. So CVT tuning, in my opinion, is about 80% of the tuning battle. The carb is really easy. 20% is what I would say is the carb jetting. So if you've got a weird bog off the line, it's really boggy for a long time before it takes off, or it revs to the moon but it's not going anywhere, your issues is somewhere in here. So remember, these guys, you need to change your rollers. If you've got a different pipe or different bore, you need to change your clutch springs to basically stall out longer before the clutch grabs, and you need to change your contra as well. So if you guys got questions or have questions, give us a call. Say, hey, I've got this pipe, I've got this bore, it's boggy, or it's not working right, or I'm not impressed with the power. If you tell us what you have here, I can pretty much guarantee there's an issue with something in here. Just the contra alone can make the difference of a bike that takes 75 feet before it gets up to speed to a bike that wheelies right out of the hole. So these things are all very important. You guys got questions, post up or give us a call. Happy to help. So let us know. And if you guys have requests for videos as well, just keep us in the loop and we'll try to make something for you if you need help. Thanks, guys.